Boy, the history you've got inside of you that you just lived, God spared your family's life many times. Tell me the time your mom's life was spared.
I remember as a little girl that they were teaching us how to run into the shelter to find a hiding place when the bombs were coming. And I remember very clearly that I was there with our neighbors and my mom and my sisters. We were troopers. They were taking back Jerusalem, and Jerusalem was reunified, and it was in 1967. And I remember very clearly that I had this injection of faith saying, yes, God, you are there for the side of the Jewish people. You brought us here for a reason. And it was a great relief for a 12-year-old girl that had a little bit of faith in God.
Well, Barry and Batya, you know of many miracles of God for the Jewish nation to survive these wars. Barry, tell me one.
You know, during the Yom Kippur War in 1973, the Arab coalition led by Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack against Israel. And there was a miracle because a commander realized that his troops, they were trapped in the middle of a minefield. So at night, the troops were crawling on their bellies and they were using their bayonets trying to feel for the landmines without setting them off. And at one point, the soldiers cried out to God for a miracle, and all of a sudden, a windstorm blew in. It's amazing. And so the soldiers hunkered down until the windstorm subsided. And when it did, it had blown away much of the dirt, exposing the position of each and every mine. And the entire platoon escaped totally unharmed. That is a miracle.
That is a miracle. One of my producers recently uncovered Israeli news footage from December 4th, 2016 of a biblical miracle. I mean, a biblical miracle. The video posted by Israeli News Online shows what appeared to be an enormous pillar of cloud, dust, and rain hovering over the dangerous border between Israel and Syria, in the very same area where ISIS militants attacked IDF forces for the first time 4 days earlier. Miraculously, the mysterious cloud ended precisely at the border without entering Israel's Golan Heights region, seemingly afflicting the Syrian side while not harming Israel. It reminds me of miracles I read in the Bible during the Passover in the desert. Israel was in light, and the Egyptians were in darkness. But the greatest of God's miracles is the large number of Jewish people making professions of faith in Yeshua in the last few years. Batya, your parents raised you Orthodox. You observed Torah, kept the feast, attended synagogue every Shabbat, and went to Hebrew school. You loved God, but you became disillusioned with the emptiness of Orthodox tradition. What happened?
Yes, I was raised up as an Orthodox Jew, and yet God taught me how personal He can be. And so I was seeking for more deep relationship with God. And I found this emptiness in just observing the traditions. And so I went to a secular school, and my teacher in high school, she was an atheist.
I do believe
she was my Bible teacher. So I expected to learn the Bible from her perspective, but I was really surprised and shocked when I found out that she was a total atheist, and she was mocking whomever believed in God. And that turned me off completely. I started working a part-time job with the Ministry of Treasury. And I remember there was a girl there. One manuscript was the New Testament in Hebrew. So it was my first ever time to read the New Testament in my own language. As I was reading the New Testament, the words of Yeshua really pierced through me. I felt that this book is a Jewish book. I realized Yeshua was a Jew. I cried out to God, God, please show me the way I should go. Is Yeshua the true Messiah of Israel, or is he a false Messiah? If he is the true Messiah, I want to follow him and serve him.
Met in Israel and married. Today, both of you are dedicated to the physical and spiritual restoration of Israel. When the glory comes, there will be a tsunami wave of miracles, signs, wonders. Multitudes, I say millions, will experience the Messiah of Israel, not only in Israel, but worldwide. We are more than ready to show the world what God is doing on METV, Middle East TV, our television network that is in every television-equipped home in Israel and the entire Middle East. I believe that the devil has an idea of this glory that's coming. He's desperately trying to speed up end-time events to try and circumvent the glory outpouring that's about ready to hit. Some of the greatest evangelists and fivefold ministers will come out of Israel. I mean, greater than Paul. And they will be flames of fire to the Gentiles. But there's a challenge. The greatest challenge that Israel has right now is that radical Islam.
These rockets or missiles get through the system, and that's literally a danger from the explosives and the shrapnel and the fallout that comes upon the population. And that's why Israel needs more protection, more shelter, more bomb shelters, places of safety to protect our people.
Never before have Israelis faced the number of rockets and missiles that Hamas and Hezbollah could be firing at Israel from both the north and the south simultaneously.
There is literally a need right now near playgrounds, near shopping centers, near public areas to have these bomb shelters placed along the northern and southern regions of Israel, because people only have like 15 to 25 seconds to run and get safety in one of these shelters.
This is a norm here for us. You have to understand the spiritual strain on the people here is so great, beyond imagination. We need to give them more comfort. We need to give them more protection, because we can do it for them, because God made it possible for us. So we want to be a light to the people of Israel. We want to be a blessing at this time.
This is why God has led us to partner with Barry and Batya to build these desperately needed IDF-approved bomb shelters. Barry?
These bomb shelters are manufactured to withstand these missile attacks. When the siren sounds, there are just few moments to find a shelter. Once the people enter and the door is secured, women, men, and children, they're safe.
On the outside of every bomb shelter is a sign reading, "Donated with love for the safety of the people of Israel" by METV. Everyone who enters these shelters will know that it is Jewish and Gentile believers in the Messiah who have helped build the very shelter that is saving their lives. And many will watch the brand new TV programs we're producing for METV, which will be pointing the Jewish people to the one number. Chai also means the number 18. So why double chai? Double life? The bomb shelter saves Jewish people's lives physically, but METV saves lives for eternity. Double life. double high. At Jewish weddings, bar mitzvahs, when making honorary donations, we Jewish people often give gifts of money in multiples of 18, symbolically giving the recipient